we had to like have talk about like, you know, when you we someone you have to learn through life. And like, you know, wisdom versus knowledge.
Shout out Tom Burger. Go ahead.
Shout out to Tom. So wisdom versus life, an idea of like, you know, going through certain experiences or seeing other people go through or whatever. And I actually heard somebody talking about recent where it's like everybody has went, the statement was everybody has went through life when people older than you, parents or whatever, told you something at one point and you just didn't listen because it was just young people just don't listen. And then later on you're like, damn, I should have listened or I get it now. So do you have something like a vivid experience, interaction, or memory of somebody telling you something that you didn't listen for a reason and then hit later on?
Yeah, I ended up having my license suspended for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tom Burger. Had my license suspended. They had nothing to do with my license being suspended.
Okay, cool. They redeemed now with the burger. They had something to do with it. Yeah.
But long story short, my mom,
10 years.
I got a ticket, or whatever the case may be. It wasn't, they didn't do it. It was like, I'm going to tell you how it happened. I ended up having to go to jail for this shit and all that. So I had got a ticket because I was 16 with a car. And I was driving downtown, and I didn't understand the exits. So when I seen Ben Franklin Bridge, and I was going toward, I was just trying to get downtown.
That happened to me before too.
Yeah. So I just went toward the bridge, and I got scared. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, mind you, this is before GPS. I don't know if GPS was around.
I'm going to Jersey now.
Your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was 16. This was 2009. I don't know if it was, I probably didn't have it on my phone. I had a flip phone.
Our phone just came out back then. It was new.
Yeah. So GPS wasn't on my phone. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm about to be in Jersey. Ben Franklin. What the fuck? So instead of going over the bridge, I flipped the UE and went back towards traffic. But to my luck, no cars was actually right there. And I got off the ramp successfully and got onto another block. And a fucking undercover cop car, whoop, 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 pulled me over, whatever case may be. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a ticket. The ticket was $116. At that time, that was a lot of money.
Of course.
So my mom told me, because I used to be throwing parties, so I used to make money. Son,
just pay it.
Just don't get on no payment plan. Stop that $20 a month shit. Just get them the 116. I know you want to keep your little money, but just pay the shit. Nah, I got it. You tripping, da-da-da. Miss a month. Shit, suspended. I get whooped. Yeah.
The one joint?
Yeah, for sure. Philly don't play. I get whooped. Whoop, whoop. They pulled me over. Yo, your license suspended. Ain't no way. Yes, it is. It's suspended. Give me a driving without a license ticket. Smack a year on him. Fuck, I should be able to make it. Do it again. Catch me again. Never join in between time. In the meantime, in between, what actually really did it, I left a part out. My homie said, yo, bro, let me use your license number. We just got pulled and they trying to take the wheel. Trying to be a good friend, get a nigga my license number. He ain't tell me they got into a car accident. So I'm fighting. So that was why that's what the lapse in the payment plus that situation had my license suspended. So when I went to court, the cop came in and was like, that ain't the guy. So they throw that out, but I still had the lapse. So I got caught driving, smack a year on there. Got caught driving, smack a year on there. Got caught driving, smack. By the time they smacked 6 years on there, they like, lock this nigga the fuck up. He don't get it. Lock me up. I had to do weekends. 45 days worth of weekends. So that shit ranged out to be like fucking 6 months of me getting in and out of jail, going through processing, in and out every fucking week. And I didn't get my license back until 2020. And this shit happened in like 09. So that was one of the things where if I would have just paid the fucking ticket like my mom told me to, I would have never had to do a 10-year license to the point where I used to pay homies to drive. I'm my heart, my shoe. Niggas, you know, first of all, if you driving, the paperwork ain't right, you got anything else in the car, that shit is nerve-wracking. When I got my license, it took me about 6 months to be comfortable with cop driving behind me because I was so accustomed to heart being in my shoe because I'm driving unregistered or with no license or, you know, we just driving dirty essentially.
One time, I only had one time, I'm gonna tell my part stuff, but one time I only had a situation where I was driving dirty per se, whatever, because I didn't know that you can't not have a car without paying insurance on it. So I think I canceled my insurance. No, yes, what it is. When you cancel your insurance, it's some shit with the insurance registry. I forgot what it was. Anyway, by the time I was about to, I ain't like drive my car no more. I ain't driving. I'm just take the train to work. Ain't no fucking big deal, whatever. By the time I was about to start driving again, I had like a fucking $800 penalty tickets to pay because the registration lapsed. You can't own a car on insurance, some shit like that, whatever. I was like, I ain't paying this shit. Like, so I was driving about a few months. Fortunately, nothing happened. Eventually, ain't the waves or whatever. But my story is, so to the point my drive, I remember when I first got my car, my mom was like, whatever you do, don't have this car full of niggas. Because if something happened, niggas gonna sue you or this and that, da-da-da. If I catch niggas in this car, if bitches in this car, if it's a bunch of people in this car, the car's gone because you don't fucking listen. And because before I even said this time, I was thinking like, I don't think I got too many memories where I just like, actually didn't listen. Like, I was like, No, for the most
hard-headed.
Yeah, for the most part, I either just didn't like.
I didn't do what you told me to do.
Yeah, but I didn't like consciously, like you said, like you kind of consciously told you, like listen to your mom, like nah, I'm good, I figured it out, whatever. Yeah, but in this joint, I really was like, ain't that deep. Literally, probably like the third time I ever drove my car, like we was going to play football or basketball, shit like that. It was like, you know, we packed up in the car, like 5 niggas to go hoop, whatever, try to make a U-turn somewhere. Somebody hit me. And then cops came. It was like a whole thing. Fortunately, nobody sued me as she assumed. Like, can't trust nobody. Niggas gonna sue you and they hold this and that. Fortunately, that didn't happen, but it did. That rung in my head like, damn, that could have been a situation where somebody could have got hurt, and then you never know, whatever. But overall, I think it's interesting. People just say you have to learn through experiences and wisdom, and certain things. Young people are just like conditioned to not listen. Yeah, like you have to go through it for it to truly process.
It goes back to what I was saying last episode. It's the what versus the why. Knowledge tells you what, experiences tell you why, and that's where wisdom comes from. Wisdom comes from understanding why some shit took place. So if your parents telling you what you shouldn't do, but you don't understand why they telling you, you can easily just disregard it because if it don't align with your logic or your level of understanding, you feel like what they saying is bullshit. But once you go through it, it connects the dots, and you're like, you know what? Damn, she was right or he was right all along because the why now makes sense. And now, like, it makes you start to ask yourself, damn, but should you tell somebody why you telling them not to do it? But the crazy part is they still gonna disregard it because at that point, the why don't connect. Because they don't have evidence to support the why. So it's like, I don't even know why you telling me this shit for you to be telling me why you telling me. So it's like, you gotta learn on your own. You know what I mean? It's like, the only thing you could do is plant the seed. Like I say all the time, the shit that I say to my kids, to people I know, to my friends, it's not gonna resonate with you today, but it's not supposed to. It's for you to draw back and make the connection and be like, damn, he been said that shit. You know what I mean?
And build off. Question though, at least I can speak of my experiences. I feel like oftentimes parents don't instruct or teach or express with why in mind.
100%.
So do you think could that kind of cut the difference, at least in some regard, where someone just tell, all right,
yeah,
I know you probably not gonna listen, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you what I went through versus saying, just don't do it.
Yeah. I just think it adds more insight. And insight gives people a little bit of a perspective of why you're saying it. Right. You know, and whether or not they care or not, it's like now you can't say that I didn't tell you all of the like instead of telling somebody, yeah, go get a car, you tell them what comes with having a car. Right. Look, man, you can get you a car, but you make sure you gotta keep your car maintenance, keep it clean, keep gas in it, and you gotta pay your insurance. And you gotta make sure that you paying your traffic tickets if you get them, and you gotta make sure that you don't routine checkup. Like that's the part versus just saying don't get a car. Right. You're not ready for a car. Right. You know, because now it's like I want to drive. You telling me to just sit around? I'm not trying to hear that. So I think adding the context gives somebody a more opportunity to make an informed decision. But not being able to do that is like no, like I don't. If you're not giving me that extra insight, you're not giving me that shit. It's like I'm gonna go off what I think is right, and that's where that whole that what versus why comes into play.
Yeah, I can say I just thought another thing. One thing my mom definitely told me about that I can give her credit for when it all played out was to not be in a relationship in college. That was definitely, I ain't gonna say regret. We spoke on it last time. I don't really believe in regrets, but I was like,
I should have listened.
She was right for sure.
It's like, I got a lot. It's like, so for me, because I do try my best to learn from the mistakes. I try my best to look at it because it's like that's evidence to me. It's like I don't need to see if the stove is hot myself. If I see, whatever that shit is, I don't know what. I don't need to feel what hot is. Some people want to feel what hot is. It's like you said it's hot, I believe you. Now, granted, can you miss out on certain things? That's why discernment is key. But the fact of the matter is, you can also miss out on things that could be detrimental just by having that